let's briefly return to the breaking news from earlier in the programme. Nigel Farage has tweeted this morning that he'll be making an emergency general election announcement at 4 p.m. this afternoon. That will be during Martin Daubney's show, of course.
Well, joining us now is our political editor, Chris Hope, who is on the battle bus with the Prime Minister. But, Chris, if we can drag you away from the Conservative Party, what's your intelligence telling you about Nigel Farage? Is he going to throw his hat in the ring after all? It would be an 8th time.
An 8th time. Hello, morning to you, Andrew, morning, Bev. I think this is looking likely. He's going to say he wants to stand. Now, senior figures in Reform UK are blindsided by this. They are scrambling to get back to London Southern to get this, to understand what's going to be said by Nigel Farage at 4 p.m. But just look at the runes. Look at the fact he gave that interview to Harry Cole on the Sun's YouTube channel saying he wants an offer from the Tory party. Nothing came. He was in Ashfield on Saturday. He was mobbed by people wanting selfies, pictures. He loves all this stuff. He's in the Weekend Sunday Telegraph saying he wants to take over the Tory party. Now, he knows jolly well the only way to take over a party is by being on the pitch, being an MP. He can't be an MP if he doesn't stand. All the odds, as I think Tom and you both say, 90% chance that he will say he wants to be an MP now. I would concur. I think it's looking highly likely. He himself is not answering the phone to GBNews this morning. It just looks like that's where we're going. And this will, if it happens, electrify what's been quite a soporific campaign, because I think we had that polling on Friday night about Reform UK. We give them 12% of the vote on July 4th, according to that electoral calculus MRP mega poll, and 0 MPs. Now, that might change if Farage enters a race. The election race could be about to get electric.
All right, thank you, Chris. Christopher Hope there in Henley-on-Thames. If I'd known you were there, Chris, I'd have sent you round to my mum and dad's for a cup of tea. They'd be happy to see you any time.
Of course.
Have a good day there by the river, the rowing boat's behind it.
Well, what do you think? Send us your views and post your comments. And do you want to see Nigel Farage throw his hat in the ring? It would be for an 8th time. He's lost seven times previously. And of
different
course,
landscape now, though, in different world.
He did say in that statement last week that he wanted to spend a lot of time in the United States with Donald Trump. He really believes in Donald Trump. If he gets elected to Parliament, he won't be spending much time with Donald Trump, will he?
No. Let me see what you have been saying here. I know that obviously you get you're all invested in Nigel's political journey. Not all of you, most of you are. So Patricia said, if Nigel stands for the Tories. If Nigel stands for Tories, where are you? Oh, this is Patricia talking. This is the thing about this message board. You can also talk to each other. Here we go. We're just reloading these messages. Will Richard Tice stand down as leader?
I don't think it matters.
For the Reform Party?
Because Nigel's president, and but if they both got elected to Parliament, Bev, who would be the leader then?
And Matthew has said, I hope he doesn't step down. Now, this is an interesting theory. John, who's a GBNews member, says, I think it was Piers Morgan that did this. And the questions on BBC Question Time. Now, if you didn't see Question Time, why would you when you can watch GB News? Just before the weekend, Nigel was on with Piers Morgan, and Piers Morgan did say to him, they did have a little bit of competitive one-upmanship about their TV careers, given that Nigel still has a show and Piers Morgan lost his. Although Piers Morgan did brag that he's now a YouTuber, which seemed a little strange. But, of course, Nigel has to take some flack now for the fact that he isn't standing as an MP. And people are holding his feet to the fire over that issue.
They are.
And Nigel being Nigel, he will do what is right for Nigel, but he will do what's right for the country. And I think he senses a lot of people's dissatisfaction at him not standing for reform. Maybe that's going to be an announcement at 4 o'clock.
I'm struggling to think what else it could be.
Maybe he's declaring himself a woman on the day that Kemi Badenoch says they're changing the rules on gender.
Now, that would electrify the campaign. It really, really would.